Want to say the intro?
What's up, Trekkies?
So, yes, we've got good lighting because we're at my computer because Aaron and I are going to react to Star Trek Axanar? A-X-N-A-R.
Axanar, I'm almost certain.
Link below, pardon me. He's like, do you know anything about that? I'm like, no. I'd heard the name. It's on a Kickstarter. It's Kickstarter. It's had 1,300 backers so far, and let's force refresh. See, okay, 1,299 backers, 1,300, almost 100,000 pledged, 99,280 pledged of 100,000, so almost to its goal with 26 days to go. So back this project, minimum $1. Well, I have no money. I'm sorry. So we're gonna watch the little video and react to it because neither of us have seen the video.
Yeah.
My initial reactions is that looks like a really poopy Reliant. Really crappy, just the design of the ship.
And it's got original series
nacelles
busters on the front.
Well, the whole engine thing being tubular is... It's got the original series stuff.
Facing an enemy that is consumed and committed to our total destruction. An enemy that demands to be fought. And we will fight. But I say to you, our greatest challenge is not the might of a Klingon fleet.
Oh.
The greatest challenge laying before us is to do what must be done without undoing the dream of the Federation.
His first speech to the Federation Council was incredible. There were 40,000 people in Archer Arena. The old man himself was there, and they all wanted one thing: hope.
The first goal was to create a class of ship that could spring Starfleet back into action, back into battle. We had to leapfrog Klingon technology. We had over a dozen member worlds working on it. It was the first pure warship that Starfleet had ever built.
Well, that was Ramirez's first roll of the dice, and they landed exactly the way we wanted them to, the way we needed them to. At that point, about the only thing we were doing that impressed the Klingons was dying well.
Really?
Until the formation of the Federation that the High Council began to take Earth seriously. Before then, the incidents with Captain Archer were dismissed as a nuisance. And even after the Federation was formed, many on the High Council thought it as a mere political alliance. Starfleet was never seen as a match for the Imperial Navy. Certainly not one that would impede the growth of the Empire.
The bad blood between the humans and the Klingons meant that the job of preventing war and
good, they got him back.
delegations fell to Vulcan. Regrettably, we failed.
So Vol.
Goddamn Inverness 5. Day after day, it was the same thing. I'd get called in to support some kind of counterattack. By the time I got into orbit, my orders had been changed. Attack called off. Battle was already over. We'd pull out of warp into a junkyard.
Karn. Vulcan intelligence is, if I may say, unparalleled, but even for us, he was a mystery. After the battle signal stray, our ship captains finally started giving the Federation its due as a worthy adversary. But in the 2 years we wasted in our arrogant belief we were superior to the Federation, we had lost the advantage. Of their newer ships and the experience their commanders had gained, our progress was slowed. Now the D7 would be needed to break the back of Starfleet. D7 was the ultimate expression of the Klingon warship, technologically superior to anything in the quadrant. We had 3 shipyards across the Klingon Empire building her. We would launch her and devastate the Federation fleet.
Axanar was the bloodiest conflict in the Federation's short history. We didn't sign up to be warriors. That's not what Starfleet's about. We proved that we could do what we needed to do to defend the Federation. I'm proud of everyone who I served with, especially those that didn't make it back.
For myself, I have but one fear: destroying the dream of the Federation. Compared to such a loss, I do not fear the Klingon Empire.
What?
But let me read this here. Axanar is a story of Garth of Izar, the Battle of Axanar, a pivotal event in the history of the Federation. Axanar is, that's the tagline. Garth is probably the Klingon guy.
Probably.
Axanar is the independent Star Trek film which proves that feature-quality Star Trek film can be made on a small budget. $100,000, pretty small for a movie.
Yeah.
Please note, Kickstarter will not charge your pledge till the end of the campaign on August 31st, so you'll have that much time to save up. Okay. So technically I could pledge now, and it's only a 20-minute short film. Prelude to Axanar premieres Saturday at San Diego Comic-Con. Was yesterday. Well, day before. It just happened. Like, yeah, they got Soval from Enterprise. That was really cool. But they got J.G. Hertzler to show up as not a Klingon. That dude is literally Martok. He is Klingon.
Huh.
That's why I was like, really?
Okay.
You recognized the voice. I looked over and you were like turning your head.
Just everything about that was making me turn my head. Wasn't the Defiant the first Federation warship?
I don't know. I think the fact that it was the Defiant was, see, this ship looks like it's going to be it's a full-fledged, I mean, the Defiant's a full-fledged ship. Yes, I get it. But this ship looks like it's more warship, like a cruiser style beefy ship.
Okay, so it's a capital ship, not an escort.
Not a capital ship. A capital ship is a full-blown cruiser. This is like a maneuverable attack cruiser.
Okay.
If you played Civilization, it would be called an Aegis cruiser. Something maneuverable, but not a battleship. Capital ship would be a carrier. A battleship, just humongous ships. But this would be larger than a frigate, but smaller than a battleship. This is not this is not a Sovereign. This is not a Miranda class.
Okay.
This is somewhere in between. But this is also before the Miranda class. And again, this is Apocrypha, technically, so,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the first warship, well, if it was the first warship, why wouldn't they have kept one around? But then again, the Enterprise is only, the first series only talked about that one. They didn't really have many other ships in it to begin with.
Yeah.
But then they were at a time of peace, and there's stuff about that seems really long. It seems really well made.
Yeah, like, I'm impressed with the quality even just of that trailer.
Yeah, but there's stuff that just seems a little off about it.
Like a Klingon talking like a Vulcan?
Kinda. No, you can see...
He didn't have Klingon speech patterns.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like...
But he was also part of the... He also was part of the brood thinning. You know, what happened in Enterprise? They talked about it. The events with Archer have been dismissed. And they started losing their forehead ridges and started kind of becoming Klingon. And he had very little forehead ridges. Yeah, it was not like Worf, which is like... or any of the Klingons in Deep Space Nine, where they just full cranial plate.
Yeah.
So he looked more like the ones from Into Darkness, which would be probably about the same time, actually it would be before, but anyways. So, yeah, comment below. What do you think about this trailer? What do you think about the whole dang thing?
The Prelude is hitting the Kickstarter, it looks like. Roll down. Public on Wednesday. We will post it here and on YouTube. Okay.
And while we've been sitting here, it's now at 1,300 backers. Yeah. So it does live update. Oh, okay. I'm not going to go through. It'll take a long time. That's a lot of... Yeah, see, he's got very little forehead ridges. I'm just telling you. showing you this. There's actually a good. See, oh, see, there's Martok.
Okay. I wonder if he's like, are those eyebrows natural or?
Those are his natural eyebrows.
Okay.
Yeah, fan favorite role as Martok, Star Trek Deep Space Nine. JG has played several different characters in Star Trek. For Axanar, JG plays Sam Travis, one of Starfleet's finest captains. Okay. Visual effects. Like, this goes into massive detail.
But he's not wearing captain's bars.
Yeah, that's an...
commander bars. And a really weird uniform.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that. You know, but the backing goes all the way down to what looks like $10,000. No backers.
So what is the $10,000 backing?
So you want to be a producer, you get all the rewards up to $75, plus you receive associate producer credit in the titles and in IMDb. You will be able to visit the set either in New York or LA on the day of your choosing, and you get your very own personalized director's chair, copy of the script, transportation to locations, and lodging not included. But you get to eat our lovely craft services with the cast and crew.
Man, I wish I was rich.
Yeah, if I was rich, I would donate other places, because like that's the maximum one, and you don't get to be in it. Whereas, like for other series that I've done, you could donate like a third, like only $1,000, and you'll be a significant extra with lines.
Oh, is that an option?
Oh, it is. Be an extra. $5,000. Featured in the film. This is not a crowd shot. You will be right in the frame with some of the stars of the film. Plus, you'll get your name in the credits and an IMDb. So yeah, $5,000. You could be an extra, and it would be like you would be in sick bay.
Yeah.
There's only like 2 or 3 people. This isn't like cheering in the crowd. Anyways, so yeah, we'll catch you next week. All right, bye.